All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is. And that is who the world also ignorantly calls God, Bahashem, which means in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. And that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man, who, by the way, only came for the Israelites, all right? Now, I just want to go into it, as the world goes on, as they say, people have seemed to forgotten just how things were back in 2020, okay? Now, here it is. They tried to make light of the situation by having these battles called verses because people needed something to do back then to keep them from going insane. So they came up with this concept of verses where artists who put out music prior would battle virtually on the internet against each other until they started coming in person to battle. And now tonight, if I'm not mistaken, they have two groups from back in the 90s that were very influential down here in the South, which were Cash Money Millionaires and No Limit Soldiers, all right? Well, their members are now up in age, and they're trying to put on a versus, seeing who has the greatest hits of all time right now as we currently speak, if I'm not mistaken, and it's all to keep the people, sidetracked, okay? To keep them busy, all right? To get their minds off of things that's coming, okay? But this is all going to be useless at the end, okay? These verses, these little freestyle battles, whatever you want to call them, all this is coming to an end, man. All right? There's going to be a crying in the streets for wine, all right? Damn this verses, man. All right? Who's got the better hits, Cash Money or No Limit Soldiers? All right? This is what the elite, the wicked elites is giving the people to keep them occupied, just like the bread and circus show with entertainment, sports, music, so on and so forth, theater, to keep you occupied while they getting ready to pull the cord on this thing, all right? They about to close the curtains on this show, all right? And for you young YNs, they got you covered. Because also, right now, they having the NBA Youngboy Make America Slime Again tour, okay? So keeping the people occupied until they get ready to pull the cord on this thing is what they're up to right now. See, and the servants, the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is warning you of these things, okay? We telling you to go out and get right with the Lord and seek him while he may be found, okay? Remember now that Creator while the days are yet young, because things are finna start to heat up, man, all right? And these warnings, they're not going to go out as regular as they do now, because why? Hey, the internet, YouTube, specifically, they making it difficult for you to access certain pages, okay? Brothers put up videos, but guess what? Sometimes the videos don't even get publicized, okay? So this internet, this word being spread across the unicorn is getting ready to come to an end, man. And we know the stage that's being set out there in the streets, okay, well, it ain't going to be safe. So guess what? The word is going to be removed from off the streets pretty soon, Lord willing. Abaratazah, see? So all this mirth, this music, and everything else is coming to a halt, a standstill. It's finna get real lively. Once again, you thought what happened in 2020 was something. Wait till you see what they got planned for you now, okay? And we're telling you to get right with the Lord while you still got time and to repent, okay? Because these days are running out, okay? Now let's get a few precepts. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 1. Remember the Most High in your youth. It reads, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth. See, while you still got time to make moves and you could be out, like you seen, going to these tours, these basketball, football games, pretty much everything you do in your youth, okay, that this system has put up to distract you from seeking Yahweh, okay? We telling you, to what? Seek him. And also to remember, okay? Because it's not enough that you are an Israelite, but you got to do what? Apply the actions to your knowledge, okay? You got to start to walk and live after this, okay? Not just say it with your lips and your mouth. So it says, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. See? And we telling you, they getting ready to come. Nor the years draw nigh. Right. You don't want to wait till everything that you wanted to get done has been accomplished and now you 60, 70, 80 years old. Because, hey, we ain't got that much time left, man. All right? We are in the matter of months, days, weeks of this thing all coming to an end. Okay? Abaratasa, Father will. It says, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. See? I done went all to the tours. I done did everything I wanted to do. Now let me relax. Now let me go look for the Lord. See? That type of mindset right there is what's going to get a lot of our people taken out, man. Putting the Lord second. All right? Seeking the kingdom second. When you're supposed to be seeking the Lord first. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and all his righteousness. See? That's what you're supposed to be seeking. All right? While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. See? Don't keep putting this off from day to day, man. Because suddenly you ain't going to know what's going to happen. All right? The internet, that global outage that they had a few days ago with Amazon, these are all preliminary trials that they getting ready to do before they actually pull the plug on this thing. Pull the cord, pull the plug. All right? The writing's on the wall, man. All right? See, the mass, they got an idea or a feeling of what's going on, but they don't have the answer. They don't have the solutions. They don't have this truth. All right? So they're going to be caught off guard, man. All right? Unless the Lord dealing with them, they ain't going to have a clear shot at what's to come. Unless the Lord is dealing with them and he sees the elect out of some of them, they finish, man. Verse 3, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Right? Those that watch the stock market, those that have, ties in this economy, they see it. All right? They see the writing on the walls, man. They know what's getting ready to come. They trembling. It says, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. Right? Jobs aren't going to be readily available as they are now, which they are already scarce. But with the advent of AI coming into the picture, forget about it, okay? You can forget about trying to find you a job, especially once this new system is put into place, all right? You're going to have to receive those benefits, those government handouts, that what is known as universal basic income. And how you think they're going to give it to you? Digitally, of course. They're not going to write you a check. You're going to have to sign up, all right? This is the prelude to the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip. And yet you worried about who got the best songs from Cash Money to No Limit Soldiers, or when is NBA young boy Make America Slime Again tour coming to my neck of the woods, my town, my city. I see it's October the 25th. When is he coming to, my city next on the list? Oh yeah, I see him coming October the 31st, Halloween, trick or treat. We gonna go out and catch NBA Youngboy Make America Slime Again tour. You don't even have any idea of what's supposed to happen the next day. But you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out, all right? It says, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. Hey, ain't gonna be no work out here, man. Okay? Ain't gonna be no work, man. All right? If you don't know what's happening right, if you don't know what's about to happen, Lord willing, in a few days, you better get on board, all right, and stop playing around, man. All right, we ain't gonna keep warning you. All right. Pretty soon you're gonna see it for yourself. So if you don't know what's supposed to take place this time next week, you better start doing your research, okay? Start doing it, all right? You should know by now. Programs are getting ready to be cut off, okay? Programs that people have relied on. But now they're getting ready to be what? Taken away from them. It says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. All this going out, having a good time, listening to music. And, for the most part, today's music is trash, man. Okay? Especially, NBA Youngboy, man. All right? You got certain individuals that like that type of music. And, some of them are Edomites, man. All right? They want to live in that fantasy world. Okay? Because that's all it is fantasy, man. All right? You go there, you think you someone that you ain't for the time being, and you think you having a good time, man. But little do you know, shit's about to really hit the fan, man. So it says, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. That mirth that you know and had in America is finna be cease, okay? All that going out, having a good time, going to the club, dancing, trying to pick up chicks and women, all that shit's getting ready to come to an end, man. It's finna be unsafe for you out there on the streets, okay? They setting the stage, whether you know it or not, okay, for martial law, all right? You're going to have curfews when you can come and when you can go, all right? This is what's getting ready to come. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 7. It says, Ecclesiastes 7 in verse 4, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. See? Y'all here playing around, man. Yeah, just having a good time. You don't see no issue in having a good time, going out, having you a few drinks, listening to the music, watching the verses, watching or going to the NBA Make America Slime Again tour, catching a ball game. You don't see the issue. You don't see the problem with that, all right? But you're going to find out. You should have been seeking the Lord before all of that, all right? That should be your number one priority, getting this truth as much as you can while you can. Because once it's all gone, you're going to be kicking yourself in the ass. Man, why didn't I stop and ask questions and inquire and see what those brothers was talking about on the corners? Why didn't I click on one of those videos that I saw? Why did I decide to click on a verses than a Hebrew Israelite video? See? Those are the thoughts that's going to be running in the back of your mind when all hell break loose. But by that time, it's going to be too late, man. It's going to be too late. Isaiah 24 and verse 8. This is Isaiah 24 and verse 8. It says, let's go up to verse 7. The new wine mourneth. Right, we just read that. Ecclesiastes 7 and 4. The vine languish, all the merry-hearted do sigh. See? The mirth of tabrets cease. The noise of them that rejoiceth endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. See? So all that good time going out having, drinks with your boys and your girls and Sunday brunch and, just having a good time in Babylon the Great, America, man. All that's getting ready to cease, man. Jobs is going to be hard to find. People are going to lose their jobs. People are going to lose their houses. People are going to lose their minds. That's what the topic of the lesson this morning was at camp. People are about to lose their minds when they don't have a way of releasing that pent up stress that Babylon the Great puts on them. When they can no longer go out and have a few drinks, listen to music, get on the internet, watch some verses, go to a concert, go to a football or a basketball or a baseball game. They're going to lose it. All right? It's going to trickle down to everyone in this place. All right? That's why it says Egyptians shall be against Egyptians. Those are your modern day Americans. They're going to turn on each other. All right? Because why? There's not going to be any downtime where you can go out and pass the time by going to a ball game or something like that. You're going to be worried about how am I going to get my next meal? Where am I going to lay my head tonight? Okay? Where can I go for some safety? This is what's going to be on your mind at that time. It says, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with their song. See? That old good spirit having, you a nice glass of wine or a shot of Henny Hen Dog, while listening to some music. I'm going to the concert. I'm going to get turned up at the NBA Youngboy Make America Slime Again tour. We going to get turned up, y'all. They coming to our town in a couple of weeks, November the 13th. See? Oh, boy. If you only knew. If you only knew. You see? It says, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. See? They ain't even going to have an escape for drinking that strong liquor, that strong drink. They ain't going to be able to escape these issues, these problems that's getting ready to come to this land. Specifically America, the United States of America. It's going to hit these people the hardest because these are the most reliant people, most dependent people on the system than anywhere else, which is who? These Americans. Okay? The city of confusion, Babylon, the United States of America, is broken down. We finna see something like we never seen before in our lifetime. Jacob's trouble. All right? We are already in the beginning stages right now, but it's only going to turn up as we get closer to them implement that RFID microchip, the mark of the beast. Every house is shut up. It's going to be famines, food stores, these food banks. They're going to run out of food eventually. They're going to shut doors. Jobs, as we read in Ecclesiastes 12, aren't going to be hiring anymore. AI is taking over, can even do the most mundane job, warehouses jobs, driving jobs, cashier jobs, yet alone lawyers, doctors. So it's going to be a complete, lack of jobs out there for humans. Because why? AI, artificial intelligence, is going to be filling all those job positions. Guess what? They don't got to pay taxes. They don't got to pay PTO, paid time off, vacation. None of that. All right? This is where they want to take everything, man. In the name of Make America Great Again. Okay? It says, every house is shut up that no man may come in. See? Closed, out of business, closed, for lease, for sale. People ain't gonna have no means of employment, man. Your little mom and pop stores, they going out of business, man. Okay? These big corporations are gonna take over. Okay? There is a crying for wine. Then people are gonna start crying for that wine, that understanding, that knowledge. They're gonna know. They're gonna want to know what's going on. Why aren't NBA YoungBoy Make America Slime Again tour not coming to my town? I got tickets. I've been waiting for weeks, for months now. Now it's November 13th. I can't go now. Hey, it is what it is, man. You've been warned. See, you was told to seek the Lord first, man. You would have already known what was happening. See, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. We read it. The moon, the stars, all of it's gonna be darkened, man. It ain't gonna be no, man, we gonna wake up tomorrow and it's everything gonna go back to the way it was. No, man. You gonna get the memo if you ain't got it by that time. Shit ain't going back to the way things were, man. The internet ain't coming back on. Your phone service ain't gonna be connected. See? You ain't gonna be able to call and check on your mom, your pops, your brother, your sister, and see how they doing. All right? It may not even be safe. You may not even have means or the wherewithal to get fuel for your vehicle to go check up on them, man. See? Buses ain't gonna be running. People gonna be worried about their own safety, man. And you sit here thinking everything is gravy. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. We telling you things about to change drastically. All right? And if you ain't right and you ain't ready and you ain't prepared, hey, you just gonna be taken advantage of, man. You know, can't get any more simpler than that. You gonna be getting ready to be taken advantage of. And the Lord is all for it, man, because you had time to seek him. All right? But guess what? You chose a tour. You chose to watch a versus. You chose to go to a ball game. You chose to go have a drink with a song. You chose everything else than to seek the Lord first, man. Through his servants, the prophets. So guess what? Now you got to find out the hard way, okay? That, hey, the Lord ain't going to be dealing with you, man. All right? He done removed this word from off the streets. He done reeled in his mercy, his grace that he gave you. And now he's going to allow judgment to start going out. That's going to be a sad day, depending on what side you on, okay? That's why we're telling our people constantly to repent, turn back to the Lord, call on the names, all right? Do that what is pleasing to the Lord, all right? Keeping his laws, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. And have faith in his only begotten son, Yahweh Shah, that he's going to deliver us. All right? Those two go in hand to hand. All right? While you still got time. Okay? You better get as much of this as you can while you can before it's too late. All right? Remember now thy creator in thy youth. While the days are still young, see? You better get it. All right? Because these days are going to start to turn up, man. All right, and it ain't going to be safe to be outside. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. 1 Peter 5 and 8. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It reads, be sober, be vigilant. See, we're telling you, stay watching, stay sober. Don't get sidetracked with these little side quests, going to going to venues, going to concerts, watching these verses, you know, because it can all change at the drop of a dime, just like that. One night you go to sleep, everything is fine. The next morning you wake up, no internet, no phone service, ATMs is out. You can't access your bank accounts. You see, you got no money on end, and even if you did have money, you can't go to the store because their cash registers ain't working because it's all electronic. Then you ain't gonna have no direction on what to do. See? You ain't gonna have no idea of what's going on. They're gonna be a what? Crying for wine in the streets. Answers. They're gonna know what the hell happened. And you're gonna be left with the narrative that this damn devil is gonna give you. It was an EMP attack overnight. It was attacked by China. It was something attacked by Russia. It was this, it was that. Not knowing that these damn devils set everything up for that. All right? See? So that's why we say, be sober, be vigilant. All right? Stay on the watch, man. You're supposed to be on your tower watching. Okay? Measuring the time diligently. Why? It says because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, so-called white man, Esau, Edom, he doing what he's supposed to be doing. And if you ain't, then he ain't got no, he ain't got no concern about that. All right? You supposed to be doing what you're doing, seeking your power, Yahweh. Because he's seeking his Satan, man. Okay? He doing what he's supposed to be doing. Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? It says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Right? You don't think he's been planning this? Of course he's been planning this. He's been planning this all day, all week, all year, all along, see? So get right with your power, Yahweh, through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shah, while you still can. All right? Because things are about to turn up. Lord will. Abba Rathazah, Father will. Okay? So with that being said, pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We're almost home. Shalom. Peace.